Panchico a ustedes, Paumen and Juan. Primeramente, saludos y respetos going out to everyone. I thank my boy right here, Rich Homie Juan, for having me on the Juan and Juan show. It's two Juans, so it's getting loco. Somebody say loco. Representing for the Tree Factory. You guys might be wondering why I wear shirts that say Tree Factory. It's a company in the beautiful city of Oxnard that sponsored financially and spearheaded the first toy drive with 750 toys for the kids Christmas 2021 in the neighborhood of El Rio. First of its kind, that's why I gotta respect them.
You said some words at the beginning of this interview. You said you were speaking, what was that? Now?
It's called Nahua.
Okay.
It's what the Mexica tribe, which were the Aztecs by the Spaniards, that's the dialect they used to use. They have different branches of the dialect. Our dialect that we speak, it's classical. Like classical. A lot of words that you use at home, tomato, chocolate, words like that, they come from the Aztec dialect.
What made you want to learn that language?
You know what? I'm Mexican straight from Aguascalientes, Zacatecas, boy. Shout out to everybody in Mexico. But at the same time, going to prison young or just going to prison in general, I run with the Mexicans and they're very proud of their roots. And it was a little bit of both. And I just wanted to study my cultura, my raza. I'm proud of my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not racist. I got respect for all races, but I love my race.
When you say you love your race, do you love the Mexican people or do you love the Aztec and Mayan people? Because you're taking on the Nahua language, which was before the Spaniard / colonizer came.
Yes.
So do you still take pride in your Spaniard roots or do you only take pride in the Aztec and Mayan culture?
I take pride in my Mexican roots, which were Mixteco. I mean, there's only a little bit of blood that you could trace, and it's 100% Mexica or native. It's called indigenous. I'm just proud of being Mexican, bro. I love to be Mexican. I love the revolution, los niños héroes, which the niños héroes is the history of Mexico.
I thought that was just a street in Tijuana.
Six cadets. They were underage. We were fighting, I believe it was the French in the Battle of Puebla. And in the castles of Puebla, there were 6 cadets, and the other guys, who were the French, were advancing to take down the flag and put their flag up there. And these guys, one of them wrapped himself around the Mexican flag and threw himself, and he died with the flag on him. That way they can't take it down. You know what I'm saying? I love all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Now that we're on the Aztec and Mayan topic, one of the reasons, I don't know how much you know your history, right? But one of the reasons the Aztec Empire came to pieces was because it was easy for the Spaniards to come in, because the Aztecs, they were already whacking themselves, right? They were going to other tribes and pretty much knocking each other off the map. Do you feel like that's still relevant today with Mexicans trying to go at it with one another?
So I'm going to break it down to you like this. You're right, and at the same time, you're not fully right.
Enlighten me.
I'm gonna go ahead and dive in like this. The Spaniards came, right? Prior to the Spaniards coming, the Aztecs had a god, and it wasn't just Aztecs, bro. It was Mexicas, Tlaxcaltecas, Chichimecas, Toltecas. It was a bunch of tribes. But the Aztecs, the Mexica, they were the ones controlling. They were the ones, charging a quota to, taxing people. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of them, but their main rivals were Tlaxcaltecas. You know what I'm saying? So there was a god, because they believed in a lot of gods, a god named Quetzalcoatl.
The feathered serpent, that's right.
The feathered serpent left walking on water. You know what I'm saying? It's a long story. I'm not going to explain the story. You guys could Google the story. I know the story. But he was ashamed that he had to leave. He left because he was ashamed of something that he did. So when the Spaniards came, the Aztecs that seen the Spaniards, the Mexicas, the Indians, indigenous, they thought it was a bunch of gods. They thought it was Quetzalcoatl coming back.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And there was this one female. She's a very big part of the history. Her name was
Malinche.
Semalinali was her first name. The Spaniards couldn't pronounce Semalinali, so they started calling her Malinche, and then Doña Marina. She ended up getting married. She ended up having a kid. Correct me. Correction. She ended up having a kid by Hernan Cortez. But see, let me tell you, when she came about, right, her dad was a noble, and somehow, some way, they lost power, and she became a slave. She became a slave. So when the Spaniards found her, she knew a dialect of the Nahua. It wasn't the one that the Mexicas were speaking, but she knew a dialect that they had already translated into Spanish. That's why she was so valuable. You know what I'm saying? And she knew Nahua, Trashicol. So she was able to speak to all the Indians, and she started like getting everybody together, all the Tlaxcaltecas together. And the Tlaxcaltecas got together. It was thousands. I don't know if it was 10,000 or 100,000. And the 500 Spaniards. It wasn't just 500 Spaniards that came and took over. It was hundreds of thousands of Indians.
Question. Is Malinche a traitor in your eyes?
Look, Malinche, she's getting her runbacks. She's getting her runbacks. They stepped down her dad. They made her a slave. They made her a prostitute. Hey, she got her runbacks. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame her. But when you look at the overall, of course, you know, if it wasn't for her, the Spaniards were going to win eventually because they had different types of weapons that the Mexicas didn't have.
But you're saying Malinche was a key factor in conquering.
Yes. Yes. 500 is not going to win against 100,000. That's just.
So to you, Malinche did nothing wrong.
No. I never said that. What I'm saying is she got her runbacks. Sin for sin, baby. You know what I'm saying? They treated me like this. They did this to me. Why is she gonna help the Mexicas when she's a slave? And with the Spaniards, she's noble. They're treating her like gold. Like, you know, nobody touches her. You know, like the main dude, Hernan Cortez, that was his baby's mom. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have, because you are very cultured you're very cultured. Do you feel some type of way about Hernan Cortez?
Look, without Hernan Cortez, there's a big possibility that you and I wouldn't be here.
Explain.
We're Mixteco.
What's Mixteco mean? Just a mixture of Spaniard and indigenous?
Not Mixteco, mestizo. My bad. Correction. We are mestizo.
Meaning?
Meaning that it's a mixture of Spanish and indigenous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then the Spaniards also brought blacks with them. You know what I'm saying? So there's also a big portion of Mexico that has blacks.
Like Guerrero?
I don't know if they're in Guerrero, but for sure Veracruz.
Okay.
Cancun. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't have any type of animosity,
bro,
towards Hernan Cortez?
No, because he's part of our history.
Spaniards are white though. So
Spaniards, they're Latino though.
They're still white.
Yes, they are.
So do you take pride in that part of your culture?
I'm gonna tell you like this, my boy. Do you not like Canelo? Do you not like Canelo? Canelo's a straight white boy from France, dog. From France. He's French, dog. He has pelirrojo. Red hair, you know what I'm saying? Carrot top. He's Mexican, bro. Look at Peso Pluma. Peso Pluma is another Spaniard. And if you ever...
He's Lebanese. He's not even Spaniard.
He's Lebanese?
He's Lebanese.
Okay, well, there's a lot of mix in Mexico, but if you really look at all the presidents in Mexico, a lot of them come from Spaniard blood, you know?
Not this recent one.
I mean, not Benito Juarez, not
us. No. This recent one, the women president that was just elected in Mexico.
What's her name?
Claudia Schnob. I don't know her last name.
That's what I'm saying.
She's Jewish. She's the first president to not even be of Hispanic descent. She's Jewish.
Are you sure she's just not her religion?
No, she's Jewish. She was born in Mexico.
Yeah.
But her lineage is from Jewish people.
Okay. I respect that.
Do you?
Look, Mexico, I'm going to tell you something about Mexico, bro. Mexico has all types of communities, bro. You remember Carrusel de las Americas?
Nah.
It's a novela. And right there, they had a bunch of like a little boy from Japan. His parents were from Japan, a little white girl, a little black boy, and they were all Mexican. They were all growing up in Mexico. They said and they love Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Mexicali has underground villages of Chinese people from a place called Canton. You know, and that's facts. You could Google that right now. You know, and Mexico's just a mixture of a bunch of different people. And I love my people regardless, if what color you are. If you're from Mexico, make Mexican, put it down for the Mexican culture. Much love, homeboy. And homegirl. Somebody say, hey? Yeah. Boy.
As Mexican people, do you feel like sometimes we get the short end of the stick? Because it kind of feels like every time the news comes on and a Hispanic person, let's say he be Salvadorian or Honduran or Cuban, the rest of the general public, they don't view him as that. They say, oh, he's a Mexican.
Oh, Michigan. Well, see, look, there's some misconception outside of Arizona, Texas, and California. We're viewed as Latinos. They don't even care. Because when I was incarcerated in Mississippi, CCA, Tallahassee County,
Tallahassee?
Yeah,
in Florida.
In Mississippi.
Okay.
You ever seen the movie Life, right?
No.
Never seen the movie Life? Martin Lawrence?
Mm-mm.
Well, they escape and they're like, they made it all the way to Tallahassee. You know? I can't even say it, but you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
But look, when I got there, the staff were all black, African American. That's the correct, way to say it. So they say that I'm Latino, and that's all that matters. Like they don't see Mexican, Salvadorian, Argentina. They don't see none of that. You're Latino. That's all they see.
Now that we're talking about the blacks, Lefty Gunplay recently went viral for saying that he wouldn't feel comfortable if his daughter brought home a black man.
Okay, but with that being said and established, with respect to the individual, would he feel comfortable? I don't know how to say it without using profanity, but taking down a African American beautiful female? I mean, it's hard to say, bro, because I know for a fact, that a lot of people would. If he's saying that he wouldn't, then I understand his point and I respect it. But if he will, then it's just like an oxymoron. It makes no sense to me.
His reasoning was pretty much that in LA, that's just how it is.
In LA? What do you mean in LA? He's from the SGV part of LA.
SGV is part of the
SGV
LA, though.
Caballeros, my boy, you know what I'm saying? I don't really never hear SGV saying, I'm from Los, I'm from LA. They're like, SGV, homie. They're real proud to be from SGV. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to SGV. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're LA. They're LA County. You know what I'm saying? But when you say that's how it is in LA, it just makes no sense because Compton, Watts, all the South Side, all the West Side, you know what I'm saying? They share neighborhoods with they're integrated with blacks and Mexicans.
A lot of times too, people would say they have animosity towards blacks or Mexicans because they were in the prison system, right? You being in the prison system, have you had a deal with having hatred for other individuals because of their race?
Look, my first time hitting prison, I ended up in Centinela. It was a level 3, 2005. For the viewers, the reason why I say the year every time somebody asks me about prison is because as years change, yours go from good, they fluctuate from good to bad. So forgive me if I keep on saying the year. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want no incompetent person to come up here and say, oh, he was there in that yard or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I got there and it was fully racial, fully active. And me growing up in Oxnard, there was really no blacks. And I'm not racist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, when I was in Folsom, 2011 and 12, my neighbor in the hole was a Crip from Carver Park, Compton, a CC, right? and he used to offer me food in the hole. I never took it. But then when I got to the main line, he was my neighbor again, and he would shoot food, close items, and I would take it. I didn't feel no type of way. Like I said, growing up in Oxnard, I didn't really see that many blacks, and the ones that were there were Mexicanized. But just watching the novela Carrusel de las Américas, I'm not racist, bro. Cirilo is black, and everybody loves him in that novela. So why am I? And to be honest, bro, I have family members, second cousins that are black. So for me to say that, bro, it would be like talking down on my own race or my own country, because Mexico has a lot of blacks too, bro. That's just me though. I understand and I program when I go to prison. It's just segregated. Don't ask me why. When I got there, it was already there. It was already like that.
A lot of people, like let's say in Texas and Florida and the East Coast, they'll look at California and be like, "Damn, they're really racist out there because in prison it's really segregated." What do you got to say to people who try to throw that card around at our gente? Be like, "Oh, you fools are racist because you fools are segregated in prison."
I can't really speak on the prison part because there's a lot of Mexicans that do kick it with the African Americans, which are the Bodas. They program on their side. Northerners program on their side. You know what I'm saying? It's just the Southerners, for whatever reason, we program on the white side, and it is what it is. That's how it was built for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't nobody to say nothing about it or change it.
You brought up something interesting right now.
Did I?
You said the Northerners. There's been a lot of conflict going on. I don't know how in tune you've been with the
conflict
with the Chicano rap scene.
Yeah.
Or just Hispanic rap scene, should I say? But Santa Rosa rapper Bands recently came to Lefty Gunplay's neighborhood, and he shot a music video. Have you seen it?
Oh, yes, I have.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first off, with all due respect, I feel like the video was good quality. It was a good little role that he played. I feel like he disrespected the homeboy's mom, and I feel like that's out of line. I feel like everybody, it doesn't matter if it's Southerners or Northerners, everybody should be, stepping up on that and saying that it's wrong, because it is wrong. You don't go include family members, bro, especially a mom. That's something sacred to be respected. That's the only thing I didn't respect about the video. Besides that, the video was good. There was some type of back and forth between them. I myself don't do none of that, so that's on them. Eh?
What do you say to people who tell you him dissing his mom is just part of the rap? It's part of rap beat.
Nah.
There's no holds bar, no mercy. Anybody can get it.
There's no in between. There's no in between. Anybody that's in line with anybody disrespecting anybody else's mother, that's a no go right there, bro. I'm just saying, Bands, that was not a good look, homeboy, and that was not a good move. With all due respect. If it would have been for that part, I would have been like, hey, he did that. He did do that, But I would have been more like looking at the video with an outside view instead of the way I'm looking at it right now.
It kind of seems like this past, I don't know, let's say 6 to 7, 8 months, it seems like there's been more, how do I say, back and forth. As opposed to prior, it kind of seemed like things were heading in a more positive direction.
There was a few years of peace, bro. There was a few years where nobody was dissing. There was a few years where I even used to text Northern rappers, and they would reply back then.
Who?
I'm not gonna say who, because they got different type of way they roll.
Okay.
And I don't want to get them in trouble, bro, because I don't even know if they could. You know what I'm saying? But I've talked to various Northerners before. You know what I'm saying? And it was peaceful for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? Even history happened because Icon sitting down with Gold Tools. Did they do an interview or no?
Yeah, they did.
just that alone is history. Everybody says, "Oh, well, Gold Toes is not." It doesn't matter. He's a norteño. He's an active status for the norte. And the homeboy icon, he's an active status for the sur. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they're not PCs. That's what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? They're in good standing. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's history already. I don't know why people. Will it ever happen? It happened.
What do you think it's got to take for us as brown people to kind of get back in the direction we're heading to?
That's just gonna. You know what? There's a lot of beautiful things happening right now. Boldashi the Beast. You know what I'm saying? He is doing a lot of beautiful things right now. Swifty Blue is doing a lot of beautiful things right now. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I'm not gonna say the brown people are gonna get together because the Browns are crazy. The Browns is always brown against brown. You know what I'm saying? It's never been united, bro. And we don't need to be united. There's a lot of McDonald's for everybody, and there's a lot of Burger Kings for everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you can't work together, then don't work together. Just don't go at it. It's what it is.
You'd still be open to making a song with a northerner amid the controversy going back and forth right now?
I mean, the only reason what I would say no is because they wouldn't be comfortable with it. And disrespecting my side, it's not open for discussion. I'm not gonna take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's a hypothetical. I don't really engage in hypotheticals. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm not even a big artist for them to be like, oh, well, that would accomplish something. You know, I'm not tripping on it. Podcast, yeah, I'll get on a podcast with a northerner. Why not? You know.
You had brought up Baldacci right now. Baldacci has been getting a lot of heat from his own people.
When you say his own people, there's different groups. I don't think he's getting backlash from anybody he kicks it with. Or that he's kicked it with before.
Baldacci to you is not in the wrong.
What did he do wrong?
A lot of people.
That's a solid homie, dog.
A lot of people are just criticizing him because he linked up with Gold Toes, and he did that song.
Then if they're gonna criticize Baldacci, why didn't they criticize LA Icon? Did the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
You also mentioned Swifty Blue.
Swifty Blue, that's the boy. Swifty Blue.
It kind of seems like Swifty Blue, at one point, he was just on a roll every day. Boom. Every day after every day, you'd see him on the headlines, on the blogs, doing something.
Have you seen the headlines?
And then out of nowhere, it kind of seems like people stopped fucking with Swifty Blue. And then you posted that video of you programming with him at a time when nobody was fucking with him. You don't feel no type of way about people maybe getting at you for kicking it with Swifty Blue?
Why would they get at me for kicking it with another good homie? Plus, you know, I kick it with whoever I want, but he's a good homie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. If they're gonna kill me for kicking it with Swifty Blue, well, get to killing. Get to killing, my boy. But that's not where that's at, my boy. Hey, that's a good solid homie, and I'm not the only solid homie kicking it with them. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of homies kicking it with him. His own homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Even Chito Rana's kicked it with him recently. And that's a good homie, dog. He does a lot of charity for people, dog. He's a good person, dog. I got nothing bad to say about Swifty Blue. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the net bangers say or whatever the people that don't like him say, that's on them, you know? Everybody has haters, dog. Everybody has people that don't like you. Even me, you know?
Recently, you're on No Jumper.
No Jumper. Yeah, I was.
With the 22-ster?
Shout out to the 22-ster. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Adam 22. You know what I'm saying?
How was that experience going over there?
It was a beautiful experience for me to get on such a big platform. It's like a dream. I never thought it would happen. I myself been having a couple bad years. You know what I'm saying? But hey, everything's looking good now, and who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen from this? You know.
Mm.
Once you get on a platform like that, people see you.
Ah.
You know, and it just business opportunities might arise from this.
What's something you wish Adam would have asked you?
I wish he would have asked me.
Yeah.
Would you like to be on Plug Talk?
Adam 22. How do you feel about him? A lot of people give him crap because they feel like he stirs the pot with our gente. Do you feel that way?
Look, if you're gullible, easily manipulated, that's on you. He has a job. That's his job. When you go up there, you should go up there knowing that that's his job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell another man how to feed his family, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's his job. That's how he feeds his family, dog. That's how he lives. Who am I to tell him how to feed his family? Or not to? You know what I'm saying? Those people that are raza that go up there, hey, there's been plenty of homies from different types of groups within us that go there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
What person in the right state of mind that is trying to do something with the internet, with the media, is going to say, no, I won't go because he stirs things up with the pot. He stirs the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to say that? That's just unrealistic, you know? You go in there and you can respond or you can stay quiet, you know?
Mm.
That's his job. That's what makes viewers come back. That's why he's so huge, you know?
Mm.
I respect that I'm 22. Shout out to No Jumper in Espanol. Yeah.
There's been rumors going around that, you know, he might have a bulldog up next on his platform.
A bulldog?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be. There's not that many bulldogs that are trending like that. It's gonna have to be that little one bulldog, you know.
Fate 300.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna have to be him or there's some other bulldog named Littles, and then I forgot what the other one's name was, but he had just got out the 180s too.
Mm.
He raps with Littles. Legend.
Oh, okay.
Legend?
Okay. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm asking about Adam bringing on a bulldog because your most known song is the Bulldog Killer song.
Well, look, I'm gonna kill it like this. Way before I made the Bulldog Killer video, way before, I'm talking about years before, maybe 9 years. You know what I'm saying? I had already made a song disrespecting both sides that don't get along with my faction. Fresno being one of them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just talking about what I lived. That's how I lived when I lived in Wasco. I was in Wasco 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then in 15 again. You know, so all those years, I was there every year. You know what I'm saying? I lived with the Bulldogs every single time I passed through Wasco. The Bulldogs itself is not a PC gang. It's a STG group, security threat group, you know, classified by the CDC, and they run mainline. And they'll fight. They'll fight. They're in the mainline. I was with them from 05 to 2015. Every year up to 2012 from 05.
Mm.
I grew up with them. There's a lot of them that I know because I went in young. They went in young. I see them. Some of them I even talked to when I was in there. You know, respects to our raza.
Mm.
That's another raza group. Shout out to the Bulldogs.
What's the craziest thing you've seen there in Wasco?
In Wasco, probably one time I was in the oil and there was a bulldog. There was a bulldog going into the shower arguing with the escort officer. He's handcuffed, you know, and as soon as he gets to the shower, they're taking off the handcuffs, and he gets one hand free and starts pulling the cop in there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But so the door's still open a little bit, so the cop lets him get out. He gets out of the little because he only has one handcuff on. So he lets him get out and starts beating him up. They start going at it. Pepper spray. All the cops come. They attack the bulldog. He's barking loud, and that was pretty crazy to me. I see a lot of people get hit, a lot of violence I can't talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the most, craziest things that I've ever seen that I can talk about.
The barking, when bulldogs bark, it trips me out a little bit.
That's their war cry. That's their war cry.
Do you respect it when they bark, or do you find, is it more laughable to you?
Me, I don't care. I just don't like that they don't let us sleep.
Oh, they bark.
They bark all night. In reception center, they stay barking.
I can only imagine like barking like at an enemy kind of would amp you up.
That's what they. It's like a regular little homie yelling out his hood. It's like a crippled blood saying, "So what?" or I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Bloods and Crip. That's just an example of how it would be for the Bulldogs. It's like a homie yelling out the 13.
You're a YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber. Cholo Juan, follow me.
Are there any other YouTube channels who you do watch?
I watch everything on YouTube.
Including the dropout channels?
Look, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. When I was in Wasco, you know what I'm saying? I was in one of the little dorms one time, and I had a neighbor from Anaheim. He was a white man. He was reading Aztec literature. And I was like, what the hell, man? I told him, hey, why are you reading Mexican stuff? And he said, hey, bro, why don't you want me to know what my enemy's working with?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So why can't I watch another channel? I do. I watch everything, bro. Some of it is interesting. Some of it is not. I'm not saying I'm a fan. I'm not saying I come every day. But if I see something catchy, I'm going to go, tap in. And as a matter of fact, the internet is the internet, bro. It's not like you're kicking it with somebody. I think that's something different that shouldn't happen. But it's just the internet. I might even reply to some people. It don't matter to me.
In the YouTube yarda, as they like to call it, who do you feel like is holding it down right now?
Look, there's different. How can I say it? There's different ways that we have different material. I'm gonna say it like that. You know what I'm saying? There's two podcasters that stand out, but they both have similar, but at the same time different material. Hood Stocks, American Cholo. I feel like that's both of them are number one genre for this genre. For us, for the raza, that's the biggest ones right there. You know what I'm saying? Then there's others. There's the food community, but the food community is more like Instagram and YouTube is two different platforms. Instagram, yeah, the food community is huge, but YouTube is still growing. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. It's a company, but I feel like those two are the biggest ones for the raza, bro. And then after that, it's, there's a bunch of everybody that's on their 50s, you're probably there.
I feel like a food community, we do try to shed more light on the music. You feel me?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's all different YouTubers. You see what I'm saying? American Cholo, he brings news that a white man will watch, a black person will watch. That's why he has so much value for his outlet. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's been to shows where out of 5 gang members, which one is a fake gang member? He's done a lot of great stuff. He was a city mayor or city council. He's done a lot of great stuff with his platform, due to his platform. You know what I'm saying? Hood Stocks has a lot of good stuff going on, but like I said, it's similar but different material,
different flavor.
You are different than all of them too. But then there's other outlets that are kind of like yours.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. you advocate a lot for the unification of our gente. Do you feel like you'll see that in your lifetime?
No, what I do is what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I don't like to see people oppressed. I ain't nobody to help nobody. You know what I'm saying? But if I could, I would. You know what I mean? I'm against oppression. It doesn't matter if it's the authorities oppressing us. You know what I'm saying? The government. I'm against all that. So when I see another raza oppressing another raza, a homie oppressing another homie just because he got more money or he gets more views, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not Superman to save the world, you know, by myself. But that's how I see it, you know. If I could help better the raza, I will. And I try to stay positive, you know, because I lived through a lot of negative stuff in my life. That's it. It's not that I want everybody to unite.
Do you subscribe to the saying a Mexican's worst enemy is a Mexican?
Yes.
You believe in that?
I work with nothing but Mexicans. You know
when you say Mexicans, are you talking about other Chicanos like yourself, or are you talking about paisas?
When I say Mexican, I say all Mexicans.
But when have you been to Mexico before?
I lived in Mexico.
When you were you born in Mexico, or you?
I lived in Mexico.
When you go to Mexico, do paisas look at you as a real Mexican, or do they look at you as an American because you're from el otro lado?
Well, it depends who it is. I was born here, you know what I'm saying? But my older siblings were born in Mexico. So I got a little bit of both, you know, and I got a double nationality, bro. I don't know if that's illegal to say, you know, but I do have double nationality. And when I went to Mexico, I went to school there, and they treat me just like one of theirs.
Okay.
You know?
Are you a Mexican first or an American first?
I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican, bro. You know, all my family comes from Mexico. I lived over there, you know what I'm saying? I went to school over there. I have a lot of love for Mexico, you know what I'm saying? But also I have a lot of love for the US too, you know? That's where my hood's at. That's where my heart's at. You know, that's where I grew up. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the raza, yes, I represent Mexico.
Are you a Mexican first? Or are you how do I say this?
Cholo?
Yes. Or are you a Cholo first? That's better. I should ask you that.
I think, you know, as time progresses, people evolve. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm that little gangbanger that first started gangbanging for my neighborhood.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna say it like that. There's evolution, bro. Situations are different. I'm just trying to be a free man. I don't want to do nothing with criminal activity. I don't want to be involved in none of that. I know the authorities be watching. I move the way I should be moving, and that's the way to not commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? Not get involved in criminal stuff like that. That way I can stay out and enjoy life because I spend a lot of times in prison. Right now, I'm still bottom of the barrel. I'm working with the union. Shout out to La Una 585. That's my local. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to get a job.
Congrats.
Gracias. Thanks, La Una.
You said something interesting right now. You said the word criminal. There's another Mr. Criminal who's, you know, obviously been making the headlines and the blogs for...
Sure has, for all the wrong reasons.
Right. He's going on social media platforms, still not addressing it, but going about things like if nothing happened.
Maybe to him nothing happened. Maybe to him, like he's so rich that it doesn't even matter. You know, he's Mr. Criminal. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing or say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because he is crime family. He is part of high power history.
Was. Oh, he is part of. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. He's part of history. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And his name was so big that he feels like, you know, he's above the law. He could do anything he wants. Ratting anything to him. He probably was a rat the whole time. Is he a rat? Have you seen the paperwork? I haven't. You know?
We've seen the police report.
See, the police could lie, dog, you know? But I'm not gonna get into that, bro. You know,
Mm.
he's a chafa ass fool. I don't like him.
Mm.
Get out of here.
Ah.
You know, that's it. I'm not gonna speak up for him. You know?
Ah.
If you're gonna be sending people away from their kids, loved ones, brothers, whatever it is, family members, by you opening your mouth, I feel like that's wrong. And I don't want to talk about this dude because what he did is wrong.
Mm.
Straight up.
I respect it. How do you feel about the direction of where Chicano rap is going right now? With all the youngsters coming up.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot more to see. I think this little tunas turned up non-gang affiliates. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna be the ones that make a big difference.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be about gang because at the end of the day, being a gang member doesn't give you more skills, or people don't even look at you different if you are a gang member or if you're not. But being in the gang culture, it does slow you down because you can't do certain things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A tuna could go rat, ain't nobody gonna trip on him. Hey, he's a tuna.
Yeah.
You know? A gang member does that, it's look at Mr. Criminal, you know?
Mm.
End of the career.
How do you feel about tunas, turned up non-affiliates, going on songs and rapping about
I feel like it's
street shit, but they're not necessarily on that?
I feel like it's a little weird sometimes, some of the things that they say, like if they're in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, if you want to talk about being in a gang, get jumped in.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? If not, why don't you talk about what you really do?
Mm.
But I guess, you know, if I can't be a hater, you know what I'm saying? If there's a way to make money, if they're going to lie their way into making money, then that's a hustle.
And you respect the hustle?
I respect the hustle, dog.
Mm.
If you're going to lie your way into being rich, taking care of your family, let me start lying. Where do I begin?
Are there any tunas from your area that you already pick up and you already know? Yeah, they ain't.
There's a lot of. Look, I just interviewed because I had the same question, bro. Right, and I interviewed this youngster. His name's Crip 5'2" Mob. Right. Shout out to Crip.
Shout out to Crip. Whack 100 actually came out and said he's the only Southsider he would sign.
Okay, so I asked him straight up because he is from a group called 5'2" Mob, and it's East Street Mob, 5'2" Mob, right? It's a group, and then there's like I don't know if it's a party crew, tagging crew. I don't know what level they're on, but when I went to prison in 2012, they weren't there. When I came home 2017 December, after that, they came along. I don't know how many years after that, right? I never heard of them before. I don't really know. And I asked them straight up, hey.
Who's they? Crip?
5'2" Mob.
Whoever, okay.
5'2" Mob. He's part of it. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, okay,
I asked him, I say that to say this. I asked him, hey, my boy, with all due respect, is 5'2" Mob a gang or what is it? And he said it's just a music thing. So that alone right there tells you that they're not gang members. And like I told Crip, ain't nothing wrong with not being a gang member. I encourage people to not be gang members. But if you're a gang member, keep it real. And keep it gangster. You know? I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some. So he is one of the guys that is not from Avaro and he's rapping. You know what I'm saying? He has good music. I like it. You know, and there's a whole bunch of them.
So you're pretty much calling Crypto Tuna. But he's cool though.
Well, I don't know if he considers himself a tuna, right? Because I didn't speak about that type of things with him. Because being turned up is like you're almost a gang member, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he's on that, if he views himself as on that level. You know what I'm saying?
But are there rappers from your area who you know they talk about certain stuff that they're not necessarily are about or are doing?
I think rappers from anywhere in the world exaggerate, myself included. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really think about it, I'm not gonna navigate the landscape of reality that is gonna make me catch a case. So I'm gonna have to paint the picture a certain way and still try to be authentic without navigating myself into jail. So I feel like everybody just ain't nobody gonna go say all the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I can exaggerate, why can't the homies that are residents? You know, that's what I call them. If they want to call themselves tunas, that's on them. You know? Yeah, but they're still homies. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not rats or PCs, I respect it. They don't bother me. Shout out to them.
We recently came out with a starting 805 list.
805 list.
It was pretty much the top 5 Hispanic rappers in the past year who we feel like putting enough work in the music to be considered the best.
I'm gonna ask you this. When you do that list, who's on that list? Like when you do that list, who are all the contenders? Do you just come up with a couple and put them together, or you look at everybody and select 5?
We look at everybody, and if we aren't fully tapped in with the rappers in the area, we'll reach out to people from that area and be like, hey, what's up? Who do you feel like is the best coming out from your city right now? And then we'll check them out. But we already know who the rappers are from everywhere because we got to know who's coming up. I mean, it's our job, right?
Yeah.
But there'll be some times where we'll ask somebody and we don't know who they are, and then like, oh shit, they got the views. Their Spotify numbers are good. They got a solid fan base, a real fan base.
You can buy views?
You can buy views, but I've been doing this so long, I could tell when it's fake.
Yeah.
So that's how we go based off everybody. And this year's top 5, we put not in order. We put Trouble Kid, Sad Boy, Cam the Guapo, Chach, and God damn it, and somebody we put out like a month ago.
Shout out somebody. See, if he made it to the top 5 and you can't even remember him, dog. Like, I mean,
we got a list for every section though.
But see, look, if he made it to the top 5, all right, and you did the list and you can't even remember this.
I mean, it's been so
long. How much damage is he really doing?
I mean, it's been so long ago, doggy. Like,
hey, well, shout out to them. What about that list?
Oh, anyways, how do you feel about those lists? Do you feel like it's good or bad? Because every time we put out the list, someone has to come out the woodworks. Oh, nah, you missed this one. You blackballed me.
Nah, it's like this, bro. There's a time for everything, and there's a time for everyone. You see what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm of the likes of, you know what? If it's coming from Monster, shout out to them, support them, because you don't know who's next up, who they're gonna open a door for. Support them. It doesn't matter if they don't bang. I don't care. They bang. That's firme. It doesn't matter if they're rivals. Support them. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Your rival could be opening doors for you for the next rival. Because if they make it to the top, who are your rivals? People are gonna wonder. Oh, hey, that's what's his name's rival, and automatically, you know, you're opening doors. Oh, if it's not a gangman, if it's a resident, you know what? He's from the city. There's a homie from his city that raps pretty good too. In the future, 5 years from now, you know, I support everything out of the 805.
You said something right now about a rival helping you out. Has there been an instance where a rival has helped you out?
Plenty of times.
What's the most memorable one?
I mean, I can't even put it out there like that, bro, because different gangs, they work different. There's different crowds, and I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I don't know exactly how their barrios look at it. And the only reason why people even respect me shouting out of their barrios or other homies from other barrios is because I grew up in the system. Everybody knows me from the system, from the area. Everybody knows I was doing a gang of time with them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I was held up with a bunch of fools that were, you know, factors. So they look at it like, oh, that's firme, the homie shouting us out. But if someone else does it, I don't know how people are going to look at it. I'm not going to say they're going to look at it bad or good, you know?
So we were talking about if an enemy or a rival has ever helped you out.
Has a bulldog ever helped you out?
A bulldog?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, as far as back as I could recall, being on the top tier, and then the top tier, a white boy went out there and he started fishing a line. He fished the line, whatever, with piss on it.
What's that mean? Fish a line?
Urine.
No.
Well, he put a piece of sheet or line, little rope, with urine in it. And then he started swinging it, like pushing it back and forth so it could swing and it could splash the bulldog's door. You know? And then when the bulldogs came out, one of them came out and started like with a little bottle, pissing on everybody's cell with a little thing, just splashing it in, right? And I remember a bulldog talking to me from downstairs and telling me, hey, look, if you guys make sure that things like that don't happen anymore, I'll make sure over here that it doesn't happen again.
What do you mean? What doesn't happen again? Them barking at night?
Nah, the white guy throwing piss. He started it. Usually the bulldogs are the ones that do that, and they don't care about doing it. But the white guy, the white guys talked to him, and he didn't do it again. But that was like a big thing because they came splashing homie doors, white boy doors. You know what I'm saying? That's like the only assistance I've ever got from a bulldog.
Do you see yourself making a song with a bulldog?
With a bulldog, no.
No. So you'll make songs with an enemy, but not a bulldog.
What do you mean an enemy?
You said you'd make a song with a northerner, who in general are enemies.
Well, see.
In general, right? Not to you as an individual.
Yes, but there is two different styles of person. And basically, I wouldn't mind making a song with my direct enemies from my hood. You know what I'm saying? Enemies of my barrio, locally, I wouldn't mind making a song. So that's where it starts. Northerners, I did time with them, I respect them, I wouldn't mind making a song. Bulldogs, the time I did with them, it was just too disrespectful, bro. To think about that. Shout out to them though. Let them get paid.
I feel it. So recently, Adam 22, he went kind of viral. He said he feels like Southern California Mexicans and Northern Mexicans should unite and make music together to go against Texas rappers, alluding pretty much saying that Texas Hispanics make better music.
Well, see, when it comes to California and Texas, that's a federal prison thing. It's a real thing. They're also enemies. You know what I mean? You see? So it's a never-ending thing.
Wait, so even you go at it with fools from Texas?
Like I said, anybody from Southern California have Texas enemies in federal prison. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Texas. I got nothing against them. But hypothetically speaking, engaging in hypotheticals to talk about this state going on with the other state, you're making it a gang related thing at the end of the day without knowing.
So you don't appreciate Adam 22's comments?
I'm not gonna. I appreciate anything my boy Adam 22 has to say, especially if it's about plug talk. Hey. Nah, but it's not realistic, dog, for the gangs out here, to get together and start making music. But if it was as a hypothetical, that's big money moves. That's a lot of money flow right there, bro. Getting everybody together, not having to trip of going north or south for a show. You put 10 of those guys together, you do something big. But it is what it is.
How do you feel about Texas?
Texas is beautiful. I went on a road trip and I stopped in Texas. Matter of fact, when I used to go to Mexico when I was younger every year, we would always pass through Texas. Juarez to what? Juarez to Juarez, right? El Paso. Yeah. Texas is a beautiful state, bro. I just don't like all the cowboys they have over there. The Cowboys gear. They have no Raiders. The Raiders, my boy.
Over there in Texas, a lot of them, they got love for SPM. How does Cholo Juan feel about SPM?
Look, excuse me. I'm gonna steal this one from Swifty Blue. Swifty Blue was asked that exact thing a while back, and he responded. Kobe Bryant was a rapist, right? And I don't hear nobody talking negative about Kobe Bryant. See what I'm saying? The fans are diehard. They don't care. Mike Tyson was convicted of rape, if I'm correct.
So there's paperwork on Kobe and on Tyson, is what you're saying?
I'm not saying that there's paper. I'm just saying Tyson got convicted, and nobody trips on it. You see what I'm saying? Tupac got convicted, and he's still the biggest idol for everyone else.
I think where people draw the line is SPM. They charged him with doing that with a minor.
With a minor?
So I feel like the Kobe and Tyson thing.
Well, basically what I'm saying is his fan base is going to be his fan base.
No.
I'm not part of the fan base, so I don't really matter, you know? Morally, it's wrong, of course, you know? But who am I to judge, you know? If his fans want to go for him, who am I to tell him not to? You see what I'm saying? I understand that there's going to be a lot of people like-minded like myself, you know, that are going to correlate with my thinking. They're going to be like, nah, chales, that fool's not firme. But who are we to tell his fans not to be his fans? Who are we to judge? See what I'm saying? Let him do his thing as long as he's not doing it around me. How do you feel about that?
I don't agree with what he got charged with.
Of course.
And when I say that, it's not a personal attack on him as a rapper. It's more so I just don't agree with what he did. And SPM fans, when you tell them that, they kind of take offense to it and try to take it as in you're disrespecting the rapper. I'm not disrespecting. I don't have nothing against him as a rapper. I have something against him for what he did. And that's what it. And I feel like in Texas, they kind of don't want to see it that way because they grew up listening to his music and he's has such a big presence over there that it's hard for them to fathom and accept the fact that he did, in fact, do what he got charged with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something that it's very frowned upon, something that is not cool. You know what I'm saying? But if you really go back, I don't want to go back too much, but the Revolution days, they were raping a gang of little girls. I'm not going to say as young as the one that he's accused of. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the heroes have stuff like that, you know, it's a stain in their career.
If one of your homies did a song with SPM, would you look at him differently?
Was he there with SPM in the same studio?
Type of deal.
Okay. If
they just did a song, period.
Okay, if my homeboy did a song with I don't care with who, and it brought him money to feed his family, hey, homeboy, that's right, my boy.
Okay, so I'm
happy for you, dog.
So would you make a song with SPM?
No.
If it came with some money? Because you're saying money.
If it came with some money, no.
But you just said if it came with some money, you wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't because of what he's charged with. You know what I'm saying? I got girls in my family, bro. I got a little boy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I wouldn't be okay with being associated with anything that has to do with that. Plus, I'm not on the level where I could, he's going to seek my feature.
But if a homie did do a song with SPM, you would be cool with it? Or you wouldn't have a problem with it? I wouldn't
trip on it. Hey, whoever's tripping on it, that's on you. Don't call me for that. I'm just not going to make an issue out of it.
Is SPM to you the greatest Mexican rapper of all time?
No.
Mexican in America, not Mexican in Mexico.
Nah. No.
Who is it?
Well, for me, it's Conejo. For me. But I'm part of that fan base. I'm pretty sure a SPM fan is going to say it's SPM.
Is Conejo bigger than Mr. Capone?
As far as Conejo was gone for a long time, though, so he couldn't do a lot of the stuff that Capone did. You know. We're not
gonna. Let's not. With all due respect, let's not give excuses.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's bigger than Capone. Yeah.
You think he's bigger than Capone?
Yeah.
You think Conejo has a stronger music catalog than Capone? Like he has more hits or street hits, sort of say.
Underground, yeah, of course. Name one gangster Cholo song, killer song that Capone has. He has the Cholos in the corner. Shout out to Capone. I've seen him. I passed by on C Street in 2000, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 3, 4, 5. And he was doing a show right there on C Street in Oxnard. I seen him on stage real quick when I was passing by. He has a big fan base. But hits? What hits does he have better than Dark Corner? Dark Corner. You know what I'm saying? What hits does he have better than It All Comes Back?
I think Capone, he might not necessarily have street hits, but overall just good songs.
Good songs.
He has more of it than Conejo. And me and Tres got into a debate over this because he tried telling me it was Conejo.
See?
He tried saying, but I tried to explain to him, Capone in the music game has seen more success than Conejo. Now, we're talking about underground and like just on a street surface level, maybe Conejo, but I feel like Capone,
Guaranteed Conejo.
Capone has transcended that a little bit, not on a major scale, but to a degree, yes.
It all boils down to this, though, right? Homeboy was on the run. He couldn't go to shows, do features. So, you're taking away from the growth right there. Just being on the run.
That alone, though, right? Wouldn't you say adds validity to his rap career? Because it's all he really is talking about, what he's rapping about.
Well, that guy is talking about where he lives.
So it makes people want to fuck with him more because he's not capping.
Yes, but did he have the same exposure opportunities? I don't think so, bro. You know what I'm saying? He grew big, yeah. But I feel like if he would have stayed, he would have been bigger. He's just talented, bro,
So to you, Conejo's the biggest Mexican rapper of all time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's bigger? I don't know. To me,
He does engage in a religion called the Santeria. How do you feel about how do you feel about the religion? People talking with the dead, and
you know what? My respect to all religions, bro. My respects to all religions. The homeboy, I respect a lot that he did a lot of good music, but I respect even more that he's opening doors for other homies like anybody else, like myself, in the movie industry. That's just something I respect. He's opening doors.
Okay.
He's living the dream and he's opening doors at the same time. See, Capone, he's capped. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much he could do with the music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it has to do with features. That also, it makes your catalog go higher. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said and established, what Conejo's doing right now, as an artist overall, not just the music, he's huge, dog. And it's still growing.
You think Conejo has more influence than Capone?
Oh, yeah.
Is that so? Because I think Capone influenced you in a way.
Capone?
Yeah.
How did he influence me?
You went to No Jumper with the big shirt that said El Rio Gang on your shirt, right?
That has nothing to do with
Capone. Let me explain. Mr. Capone was the first Chicano rapper who I've seen on his music videos with those type of shirts on his hood. Everywhere, SGV.
Yeah. Well,
and his nickname, he was the first one. He was like the Soldier Boy. He was the first one to do that. So I feel like he started that trend in the rap game.
Are you sure?
Not the streets. He was the first one to bring it to the rap game.
Yes.
And if I'm wrong, tell me who was before.
No. But are you sure that the Harpies weren't doing that way before Capone was even around? Because I've seen...
Can you prove it?
Well, there's no videos from back then, perro.
But I'm saying Capone was the first one to bring it to the rap game.
And if it was, that's firme, but he didn't influence me, He didn't influence me. I did it for the hood. I didn't do it for Capone. I didn't do it because I seen him wear it. I got it custom made, and I told the person that did it, hey, you know what? When I go somewhere special, I want everybody to see people that never heard of my hood. People that never been to my hood. They be able to see the hood and be like, oh, well, that's a hood, And to me, that was the goal. objective, and I reached it. You know, no disrespect to Capone. I don't got no problem with him. Shout out to him, but he did not influence me.
Does Capone to you get more love or more hate in the game?
I feel like a lot of us, myself included, I feel like a lot of us were unfair, you know, to Capone.
What do you mean?
Well, he's over here trying to put on for the raza, and we're over here
just clowning him,
disrespecting him, calling him racist terms, and I'm not saying I do it, but I'm including myself because I'm pretty sure at one time I'm pretty sure I said
let off
him, you know.
Yeah. Recently, he went semi-viral. Someone that commented on his page, they said something to the effect of stop making Chicano music. You're a Habibi. When they meant Habibi, pretty much saying that he's an Arab, right? And then Capone responded. He said, "I'm not a Habibi. Peso Pluma is a Habibi," and he's pretty much doing the same shit. He's making music cater to the Mexican audience. Do you feel like people need to hold Peso Pluma to the same degree they do Capone?
Does Peso Pluma grew up in Mexico?
He grew up in Mexico.
That's all that matters.
But he's Lebanese though.
Hey, Canelo.
Just like Capone, he grew up over here around Mexicans.
Canelo's French or something. He's not Mexican, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's not native to Mexico, right? He's white. You know? It's the same thing. It's a never-ending story. It depends how you look at it. But now, look, I'm going to ask you this. Will Capone ever be invited to come over here to the full community?
Of course. Why not?
Have you ever tried?
I did.
You didn't have time or what?
He said he wants to. I'm not going to get into it, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Shout out to Capone. Hey, Capone. No racism right here, brother.
Now we fuck with Capone.
All respect.
We fuck with Capone. Recently, you posted a video of you at Burger King.
I did.
What happened there?
Look, that's funny how you mention it, right? And I'm glad you did because I do a lot of things like this, thinking like this. For 12 years, when I got indicted in 2012, I did 5 years and some change, county jail prison. I got sentenced to 11 years. From the time I committed those crimes, all the way to 2024, that's 12 years, I didn't commit a crime. There's people in jail, prison, that go in on similar charges as I did, but they get life. And then they never want to let them get out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things I don't explain it, but I do it thinking of them. You know, when the district attorney says, when the parole board says, don't let him out, there's no way that he could change. Someone like that could change. And me, going about situations the best I could, not getting aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And programming out here in the outside world, you know, I hope one day my example could be used to help somebody get out. You know what I'm saying? When I look at everybody out here, yourself included, I look at you as a civilian. You know, you're not a gang member. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you the way I would do with a gang member. Because gang members are held to a higher standard of respect. Because they should know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you, pinpointing you, but in general, it would be wrong for someone that's been to everything I've been through to act that way with people that still might have a lot in them where they don't really, I'm not going to say they don't know right from wrong, but they've never messed up their life to where they made a decision and left for 10 years, 5 years. So they still got more arguing in them. Somebody that's done 5 years, 10 years should be more calm, cool, and collective because they don't want to do that again. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't mean no disrespect to the civilian audience. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I program. That's how I program. So if I record it, it's so people could also see how we are treated I feel like a lot of people in businesses don't treat cholos right. You know what I'm saying? And when I go somewhere and record it, I'm just trying to buy some food, get some good service, and leave. That's up to the audience to decide if they're right or wrong. I'm not gonna say if they're right or wrong, but that's why I do it. Pero what do you think about that?
I respect that. That's honorable.
So if you see me doing videos like that, that's my goal. You know, to show parole board that people with my criminal history could program out here. We can live out here without committing crimes.
Have you had an instance where you've been discriminated against because of your background?
All the time. All the time.
What's one that sticks out?
One that sticks out, I remember being parked, right? There's a sign that says, to the right, there's no parking. And I'm parked to the left where it says, parking, public parking. Somebody called the cops saying that I was parked right there where it says no parking. The cop comes, the sign is right there before he even gets to my car, but he still wants to go jam me up. Right? Had it been a white person, he probably would have let him go. He seen me, and you know, well, this is why I came, but if you're on probation or parole, I need you to step out the vehicle. Why? What'd I do? Oh, well, they said that yeah, but the sign is right there. Oh, yeah, but you're on probation. I have to do my job. You see what I'm saying? Why contact me if you already seen that what they said that I did, I didn't do? The proof is right there. That's discrimination at its highest. You see what I'm saying? That's one instance, but it happens to me all the time, brother.
Have you, when that has happened, have you acted in a way that maybe you shouldn't have acted? Like maybe you acted out of anger?
Yeah, when I was in jail, I used to, board up, put my mattress on the door. You know what I'm saying? And they had to come over here and, pretty much spray me and force me out of the cell out of anger. But I was younger. I wouldn't do stuff like that no more. It's part of growth. And it's also, now that I'm older, when I go to jail, I hope I don't go back to jail. But when I have gone back to jail after being through so much stuff, I try to be a model inmate unless I don't try to get no write-ups unless it's violence that I have to do. I don't focus on no little write-ups.
What are some do's and some don'ts in the California system, in the California prison system?
If you're Mexican, you're going into my cell, just know to be respectful. You're going into another man's cell. He's already been living there. He does things a certain way. So have some type of courtesy. You know what I'm saying? Sit down to pee. Don't pee standing up. You know what I'm saying? When you brush your teeth and you're going to rinse your mouth off, spit in the toilet and never in the sink because people burp bath. You know what I'm saying? And just have respect.
That's the biggest one. Just have respect for your cellie.
Common sense for everybody.
Have you had a bad cellie?
I've had plenty of bad cellies. Yes. Grouchy ass cellies. I had all kinds of different types of, but my main goal is to get along. It would look wrong for me to get down with my cellie. That's the easiest thing to do. Just fight. But it shows more character to work things out with your cellie. That way the little younger homies, they see you as something they look, oh, you know what? I'm going to do what the homie did, Because we don't supposed to fight. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of discipline to do stuff like that. And I try to be that way. Somebody hits me, we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody calls me the certain words, fighting. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, little pet peeves, I try to always work things out.
What's another don't?
Another don't? Respect everybody, including staff, including deputies. Don't catcall them. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right.
What are some do's?
Some do's? Be clean. You know what I'm saying? Have class. Respect your raza the right way. Educate yourself. Read. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have your GED, try to get your GED. If you can get college classes, try to get college classes. Don't waste your time. Elevate.
I got a question. Do you feel some type about Mexicans who don't speak Spanish? No sabo kids, as I like to call them.
You know what? I mean, maybe when I was younger, I did. But it's not their fault. It's their parents' fault for not teaching them. You know, if my son doesn't speak Spanish, it's going to be my fault. His mother's fault for not teaching him.
It's kind of like the popular thing to make fun of Mexicans who don't speak Spanish.
Well, I mean, the internet is one thing. Real life is another. You know what I'm saying? The internet can be cruel. You know? One moment there, people are trying to clown me because I got blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? The next moment, they're praising me because I was a no jumper. The internet is the internet. You know, besides that, I just dropped a Red Band. It's a song called Red Band. It's I was the first active YouTuber to go into Red Band mainline. So it's a roll call of everybody that was there. Anybody thinks I'm lying, there's a roll call. But the I don't know if it's called an EP, 5 songs. Yeah. It's called Filiberto. Check it out.
Give it a listen. So earlier in this conversation, you had brought a boxer, right? And I remember he went viral, bro, because of that confession he did with the cops or whatever, right? But I didn't know he snitched on you.
Yeah, he snitched on me. Boxer, you a rat.
You still have animosity towards him, or have you grown out of it?
I never did. He's just a rat.
So you don't have any type of...
Bro, I was doing crimes. I got caught. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
This is a trip because a lot of people will come out and be like, nah, fuck that fool.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Disrespect all the way to that fool. But I also understand as a human being that I was on the wrong path, committing crimes. I got caught and I paid for it. See what I'm saying? There's nothing that could change the past. All I could do is try to better myself to have a better future. You know, it's not always good. It's not always gravy. I've been homeless, slept in a car. You know what I'm saying? You name it. Life is not easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why right now that a lot of blessings are coming my way. I'm happy. And I try to always turn a negative into a positive because life gets hard and not all of us have the same opportunity to overcome poverty. You know what I'm saying? My only way to do it is finding a job. You know what I'm saying? Legal job. I don't engage in no criminal activity. And it's harder and it takes longer, but that's the right way for me. Everybody else is different, bro.
So you someone take accountability then?
I did what I did. He blew it out of proportion, yes.
What do you mean?
But
blew it out of proportion?
Like certain words, he said that they meant something way different than what they really meant.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's the expert, so he's translating your Cholo talk for the jury, grand jury. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the individual. I don't agree with what he did. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect to him. But besides that, he's not living in my head rent free. See what I'm saying? I don't care about him.
With that one, how long did you have to go away for?
Just 11 years.
Just?
I did 5. You know, I did 5.
Would you say prison made you a better person or no?
I feel like...
Because it's supposed to be rehabilitating, right?
Rehabilitating, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like prison pretty much indoctrinates me into not caring. You You know what I'm saying? The term zero F's given, you know, was embedded in my head. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I programmed for a lot of years after I went to prison. But yes, as soon as I hit my 30s, I was done. I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be free, you know? So yes, I got so tired of prison that it changed me. Now I'm out here trying to program, trying to be a regular person, you know? But when I first went in there, it changed me into a bad person. I just got out not caring, you know? I don't care what you're doing, dog. You're going to get ran over. You know what I'm saying? Now I let a lot of stuff slide as long as it's not a disrespectful word. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I feel like prison did to me.
Have you carried anything that you learned in prison onto out here in the free world?
Since 2004 that I've been going to adult jail, I never wore chanclas outside of my inhabited dwelling. So now, starting last year, I think it was the first time that I ever wore chanclas.
Ah.
Huh?
Where did that come from? The heh?
Hey, I don't even remember, dog. To be honest, I can't pinpoint it right now.
Fuck. Damn. What can we expect, Cholo Juan?
Hey, you know what? We got a no jumper interview out now. By the time you see this this podcast, this interview right here. And with that being said and established, I'm gonna focus on work, try to better my financial situation, and we out.